What I want to talk with you about today is the tight zone play. And when I say tight zone play, I've, I think in today's world, it's become uh, probably viewed as the kind of the cutback zone, maybe, or sort of a misdirection zone. But it's, in my opinion, the most efficient downhill zone running play in football. And it's one of the most efficient plays in all of football. It's not something that's going to be run with a high volume relative to certain formations or looks, but it is going to be something that can be done in any game and at a variety of formations. And so when I say tight zone, what I'm speaking of is the offensive line and the running backs are going to look to knock. Our offensive line blockers are going to look to knock the defensive lineman down, and the running back knows he's going to cut all the way behind the backside of the play. So, for example, on a play here, going this way, the right, the linemen are going to look back here to push everything down. Now, the key to this is having the appropriate angle to get up to second level. So, with a tackle and guard on a three technique, if the guard can step in and then catch the three technique with his outside arm and flip it in, the tackle can step and kind of knock the hip over and then climb, then that's ideal because the guard can block the backside three and the tackle can work up the linebacker, who should have to take a couple steps with the running back who's flowing as well. And so that's the ideology behind it, that the offensive line and the running back is going to be on the same page relative to, we're going to try to push everything down and we're going to cut all the way behind the backside. Now, when the plays run away from a fullback, away from a tight end, are attached on the line of scrimmage, and it's good versus a 7 technique, for instance, then the tight end is going to step in. He's going to try to take his outside arm and torque the defensive end in. Just run him this way. Try not to let him come back out, because the running back is going to step play side and then cut it all the way back, as I mentioned earlier. If he's in a wide 9 technique, or a 9 technique in general, the tight end is going to just step inside out and try to kick the defensive end out for the ball to cut up. Now, I've seen the tight end run off and take a linebacker with him and have someone else, an H-back or an off tight end, come and kick the end. You know, there are ways to create space in the backside. We'll go through a few of the formations, but in general, as a rule, the offensive line wants to knock everything over. It doesn't matter if it's zone read, out of the spread, or if it's something else. You know, anytime they can just knock it all over for the running back to roll behind, that's the idea behind this. We're not trying to split the defense. And I think this tight zone play is more efficient than a normal, like A-gap zone run or other downhill zone runs, because it takes advantage of the flow of the defense, and the running back and offensive line are coordinated on the same page. Because sometimes on a normal zone play, for instance, the backside three technique, if the ball goes over here, he's not fully cut off. He kind of gets in here. He makes the play for half a yard, 4 yard. If the ball goes in front of the center's block, then the center is basically blocking for the ball to cut back, but the shade just makes the play here. And so it's a lot cleaner when it's a pre-designed kind of way to run the ball. And a few different formations that this play is run out of. I think I mentioned this a minute ago, but if you had something like this, if you had out of this formation, if you had 7 technique to this side. Now, I know they can play a safety here, so forth. So the defensive end trying to get him down inside. The running back's looking pre-snap. What's the line? How is he aligned to the backside tight end? I'm going to step and I'm going to roll all the way behind it. We're just trying to keep everything this way, keep everything in front of us. Obviously, if he's tight, you can crack on the safety, and the running back's going to be one-on-one out the back door with the cornerback. That's hard for that play not to get 6 or 7 yards. Certainly a productive play for the offense if that unfolds. Now, I've also seen, as I mentioned to you, that this play just run out of spread. And it doesn't have to be run out of pistol. It can be run out of just normal, let's say something like this. And whether you want to move the back late or however you'd like to do it, or if you have some other plays to run. But something to this effect where everything's getting knocked down and then the tight end's off the ball and he's just mashing and the quarterback is going to give it and the ball is going to get out the back door. I've also seen this tight end just run off and take a linebacker with him and have the quarterback read this in. And then, again, the blocking's the same. They're just trying to push everything down, trying to have a good angle for the linebacker, and have the running back as downhill as possible once he makes his cut, get as many yards as he can. Lastly, I've even seen guys bring H-backs out of the formation to come all the way back here, insert on a second level guy, whether it's under center, whether it's at a pistol, whether it's in here with some sort of just lock back here and insert. If it's a 9 technique, insert him here. But it's the same theory remains. We just want to push everything down and let the ball cut all the way back. And it doesn't matter the formation. It more matters how you're blocking it. So it can be run out of any formation as long as everyone knows we're trying to knock this down. So this guard and this tackle just want to push it all down. It may be a situation where the tackle comes to the guard and he comes to the tackle, and the tackle just has to mash it down. And you hope that the will linebacker flows a little bit with the running back who's stepping play side. But in general, the ball's going to cut all the way back if possible, and we're going to try to get as many yards in an efficient way. So that's the tight zone. I think it's a great play and can definitely be a benefit to you. So thank you. Bye-bye.